Welcome back to the Super Not Funny Show Reviews. And today I'm reviewing The Wonder Years Season 2, Episode 5. It's entitled Takeover Spirit. It's coming to you from ABC and streaming on Hulu. So, what did I think about it, and should you be watching? Before we get into the review, get down there, hit like on this video. On this episode of The Wonder Years, we got a special guest, Mama Patty, aka Patty LaBelle, who stars as Bill's mother, Lillian's mother-in-law, and she's also the director of the choir at their church. And this all matters because, Dean and his boredom at church, I guess he thinks he prays for something interesting to happen to shorten the service, and unfortunately, he thinks that he may have prayed for an elderly woman's death, which, I mean, yeah, of course he would think that because he's like 13 and he's just like, he just doesn't know what to think about coincidences like that. But that leads him to feel like he's being, haunted by the spirit of this older woman, and to try to figure out a way to, I guess, appease her spirit or to get her, to get her off his back, essentially. And of course, he goes to like the worst possible person, Kim, who is just trolling him in this episode, talking about Ouija boards and everything like that. Obviously, you could see this as an opportunity to troll him, and even Dean seems to understand that. But it really kind of bothers him to the point where he's seeing visions of this woman at school and everything like that, until it finally culminates in him visiting her gravesite and just saying, I'm sorry, to try to appease her spirit. And so, I just basically explained the entire B plot, which is interesting because this show is nominally about Dean as the main character, but this is not what this episode's about. This episode is actually about the A plot, is about his mother learning more about his grandmother, who, as I said before, is played by Patty LaBelle. And the elderly woman's death leads to an opening in the choir. And surprise, surprise, Lillian can sing. Now, you know what? She can't just sing. She can sing. She actually is has a really great voice, which no surprise. Well, I guess it was a surprise to me because the actress who plays Lillian, and I'm going to say her name wrong, so excuse me, Saikon Sangbla. I'm saying that right. Is a Broadway actor and singer and has been in musicals. So actually, no surprise, she actually has a great voice. And so she gets to be in the choir with her her mother-in-law, who loves her, absolutely loves her, and that she loves her mother-in-law back. But unfortunately, she gets to see another side of her mother-in-law, in that she's actually a very mean person to all the people in the choir, even though the choir seems to be quite good. And so, Lillian sort of decides to kind of intervene to make her less mean, and it leads to her inadvertently, leading her mother-in-law to step down as choir director and Lillian to take over. And I guess that's where the takeover spirit comes from, because she's maybe is so close to her mother-in-law because they are similar in certain ways, and the takeover spirit that her mother-in-law had and taking over the choir so many years ago is alive in Lillian. And so she kind of finds out what the meanness is for, and what's up with the people in the choir and everything like that, and kind of learns a lesson about how to keep things together, but also leads her mother-in-law to open her mind and be less closed off to the ideas and the thoughts of the other people in the choir. And the fun of this all is that it never actually sours the relationship between Lillian and her mother-in-law, like, ever. She still loves her. She still, that's her favorite, daughter-in-law and everything. And even though in a way she's sort of teaching Lillian a lesson, and in a way she's also sort of, being chastised a bit, it doesn't come between them. And I really like the fact that they chose not to make it a bone of contention or to in any way sour that relationship, because to see these these two actors together, there's a lot of chemistry there as mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, and also it just plays against that trope that mother-in-law hates the daughter-in-law. I really like that. And everyone, of course, Bill and grandfather Clisby, they're sort of trying to stay out of it, so they have a bit of an understated role in all of it. But all the way around, I really enjoyed this episode. Specifically, I just like seeing Patti LaBelle on screen again, and she just played the role to a T. Like, if you've ever been to a black church and seen like the choir and everything, like, you understand what's going on there. And if you have never, this is a good insight into that, to that particular world. And I really enjoyed it. So all the way around, I thought it was a good episode. Maybe not the strongest of the season, but very enjoyable. And I hope we can see Patti LaBelle return again in a future episode of this show. So anyway, those are all my thoughts on this episode of The Wonder Years. What did you guys think about it? What did you think about what I had to say? Get down to the comment section, leave your thoughts there. And of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And while you're down there, do me a favor and hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. It helps the algorithm to see, help people to see this, this channel and to see these videos. And we appreciate that. All right, everyone, thanks for joining me. Come back next week. I'm going to be talking about the next episode of The Wonder Years. Until then, I've been Mo, your comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture, and I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.